Okay, we were never meant to live like this. Video by Kale Flowden. Let's leave him a like. Um, this guy's looking very rural. I'm a liking this. Very cool. All right, let's get into the video.
Am I just getting old and nostalgic, or was life actually better before? Because I feel like the old world, the one I grew up in, doesn't exist anymore. I was born in the late 80s. I grew up in a time when hanging out meant actually showing up.
Check out these nostalgia videos. You love to see it. Honestly, I wish I was younger and I wish I got the chance to grow up during like a time when there was no technology because honestly, they tell you that technology's making shit better and everybody's benefiting, but honestly, that's all not true. That's not true. Technology is not making things better, and humans are not choosing to spend their time making technology that would benefit the human race. Okay, we only make technology that hijacks our dopamine systems, reward pathways, and increasing levels of self indulgence, and nothing really productive or that's gonna sort of benefit the human race overall. Like that smartphone on the screen right there.
Not sending a text. When photos had to be developed and waiting for the result was part of the magic. When boredom wasn't something to escape, it was where ideas started. All this progress we're seeing, the smarter phones, the faster connections, the endless tools that promise to make life easier. A world that never
Yep, they promise. They always promise, guys. Remember what they say. They always say your life is going to be so much better with this new iPhone. It's got a camera that's 10% better than the previous one. And that must be really important to you. And you buy it. And look at cars. Look at cars nowadays. You can't even fix the thing if you wanted to.
stops improving, but I can't help to feel that we're going in the complete opposite direction. Instead of comfortable, we're stressed. Instead of happier, we're anxious. And instead of free, we're more trapped than ever. But after living all these years in the forest, I've realized the old world.
Bro's got a dope house. Look at that. This is what I think is cool, okay, nowadays. Like, this is what I think is cool. Like, I don't give a fuck about, I don't care about, is what I meant to say, about fancy technology or the newest freaking devices or furniture. I don't care about furniture anymore because it's made of garbage. It's not even made, products aren't even made of quality things anymore. I seek out old things because they're made out of high quality stuff. They will last long, and honestly, they're a pleasure to interact with. And lots of things nowadays that get made are not a pleasure to interact with. Okay, look at this guy's house. Like, it may not look super good, but it's built well. Like, you can see all the seams, right? It's not, it's the wood, but it's not covered. Like, it's sturdy looking, okay? It's built sturdily. Like, you can tell. And he's chopping wood, like, he's got a wood burner in there, okay? In the country where I'm in, they're saying wood burners are bad for you and should be banned, okay? And that's fucking crazy. That's crazy, bro. That's crazy because humans have been burning wood for how long? Like, fire is the first thing that we invented that's propelled us to where we are now, right? And what did we burn? We burnt wood. And now they're trying to detach. They're trying to, guys, please don't detach yourself from the fundamentals in life, okay? Like this guy over here, he's firmly in the fundamentals of life, okay? And I'm willing to bet that he's more happy than most people who are like city dwellers or anything like that.
I've realized the old world isn't gone, it's just been hiding. It's still there, and there is a way back. You just need to know where to look.
Damn, doesn't that look idyllic is the word. Look, he's got a little farm. He's got nice grass, tons of firewood. Bro's chilling.
Let me start by sharing two personal stories when I saw this shift happening in real time. Because we are basically the last generation growing up without technology and the first learning to adapt to it. And then I would also like to go into what I would call a counter reaction to all this technology. But the first story goes back to when I was studying at the university. It was 2007. It was the year the first iPhone came out. And it was a very distinct before and after, because when we were having parties or dinners or something, we were, I think, 22 years old at that point. So there was a lot of social gatherings. And everyone had a phone with them, but not a smartphone yet. So when the first iPhone came, almost
Yeah, I remember this. I actually remember when everybody had a button phone. That was kind of cool because people would send each other like music and videos through Bluetooth and stuff like that. So you were next to each other, but you could like digitally interact as well. And it was cool. It was cool. Like people would send me South Park episodes, and like I'd have a music library that was a collection of things that people send me. Like you'd play things on the bus to school. Like somebody would play some music, and you'd be like, I want that track. Send me that track on Bluetooth." And you'd kind of gradually collect all this stuff. It was really cool. And when the iPhone kind of emerged, it was sort of at the same time as sort of shortly after Instagram became a thing. And that's when you kind of, I feel like image became more important because you could more clearly sort of send it out there for the world to see. So people really started prioritizing like taking good pictures and all that stuff, and like and the apps, bro. So many apps. Like before you couldn't really download apps. Like you got your phone, your button phone, and it was like the apps that were on the button phone, that's all you get, right? As far as I can remember. Maybe there were some app stores or whatever. But when the iPhone came out, everybody had all these apps and people would jailbreak their phones and get all the games, and it would be nuts.
everyone bought it in my class. There was just me and another friend of mine called Joachim that just resisted because we didn't feel like we needed it. But what we saw happening that every party shifted, every kind of social gathering shifted from actually sitting and talking to each other, having real conversations, going into depth, into like discussions and actually seeing each other in our eyes. People went into their phones and became zombies basically. And me and Joachim that didn't have smartphones looked at this from the outside, and like it got us even more convinced that we were doing the right thing. That like we can't interact with these people because they're basically just staring at their phones. And this was early days of smartphone where they weren't that addictive that they are today. The next personal story I want to share plays out just 1 year later, in 2008. It was when a very special movie came out in the cinemas called Wall-E. It's one of my absolute favorite movies of all time.
Yeah, Wally is a really nice movie. And it does kind of show, maybe is Wally a prediction? Is Wally a prediction of things to come? I hope not. But it feels that way, doesn't it? It feels to me that way as of late. Like that's the direction we're going, kind of. And I feel like that's the idea that the people who made the movie wanted to carry carry in the movie.
Actually wrote my whole bachelor thesis at Dalarna University back then about this whole movie. So I spent a lot of time analyzing it and going it through frame by frame, basically. It's a very dystopian movie. It also has a lot of cute and hopeful moments as well. But in that movie, it kind of shows, or they predict how the humankind's future is going to look like. And it's not a good one. It's basically humans have been shipped up into space because the world is just filled with trash, basically. And the humans are severely overweight. They're like moving around in hover chairs, covering, just sitting in front of a screen, getting all their information and communication that way.
And they're all fat. So fat that their bone structure is different because of how fat they are.
They're getting their food through these like Slurpee cups with like mush in it. And I remember back in 2008 when I watched that for the very first time, I was like, that's so incredibly depressing. I mean, that's probably never gonna happen. That we're just glued to our screens all the time. I mean, this world is so incredibly beautiful. It's so much to discover. So people would not get trapped in front of their screens.
You wish.
That's what I thought back then. And now we're in 2025. And that's very much a reality. The only thing that is missing is basically the hover chairs and us being in space,
A hover chair would be sick though.
I guess. But I feel like they nailed it. We are completely glued to those screens. We are being fed food that basically is not meant for people even. And we're just getting sicker and sicker for each year.
And it's not even food. Like lots of the things that are in food, like rapeseed oil. If you don't know yet, rapeseed oil is a machine lubricant. It's not actually food. Your body doesn't even digest it, okay?
Both mentally and physically. It's honestly quite hard or difficult to make a video like this without sounding like a snob or like a know-it-all. Like, oh, I'm so much better because I figured out a way to handle social media. Like, that's not the case at all. The reason I'm actually making this video, or one of the reasons at least, is because this is something I'm really struggling with and have been.
Guys, here's how you don't struggle with social media, okay? Just don't use it. Just never open it. I have Instagram on my phone. I never use Instagram. I don't even look at other people's posts, let alone post myself. Like, I never open it because there's nothing good about it. Honestly, think of one thing that's good about Instagram. Exactly. There's nothing good about Instagram.
Been struggling with for quite a long time, and I think I'm probably not alone. But I have found some tools that have really helped me out. Because the more I think about this problem with this ongoing progress, I always come back to that old Jeff Goldblum quote. We're so busy wondering if we can. We forget to ask ourselves if we even should.
Right, that's what I was saying with Instagram. Like, should you even be using it? Does it really benefit you? Does it matter, like, what your friends are doing? Does it matter? And if it matters so much, why don't you message them and, like, be like, hey, how are you doing? What's up? You don't need to, like, spy on them. Like, that's just, that is creepy, okay? Stop spying on your friends.
And that's my thought as well when it comes to the development of, say, AI and so on. Like, weren't we quite happy before AI as well?
Bro, don't get me started on AI. Please don't.
Weren't we quite happy with having real human relationships? But to me, technology, progress, or development, or however you want to see it, is never black and white. I still see a lot of positive things with what we are developing and steps we're taking as a society. Like, I mean, I'm recording this on a very expensive, super fancy camera. I am having a really good internet connection, even though I'm living out in the forest.
Guess what, bro? Cameras were invented in like the early 1900s, okay? And the forest has been here longer than humans.
So I see a lot of good things as well. I just have a hard time navigating where we should draw the line. Where do we need to stop it? Uh,
That's easy. That's the easiest thing ever. Whatever makes you feel like shit, that's where you draw the line. That's it. For me, that's social media is a big no no, okay? For me, it's anything that's like gonna depreciate like to half the value. Like I would never buy an iPhone. Not unless it's maybe secondhand and like a fifth of the price. Because why would I want to waste so much money? Because if it's gonna be 5 times cheaper in a year, in 2 years, let's say, then I wasted how much money did I waste? If like I wasted £800 British pounds if I bought an iPhone for £1,000, and in 2 years it cost £200. Then I wasted £800, and I enriched basically Tim Cook some more. Like that's kind of dumb. So that's kind of like how I think about these things. Honestly, buy secondhand stuff. Secondhand is really the way. There's so much things made already. Do you really need a brand new thing all the time? Can't you just can't you just get a slightly older, maybe pre-loved thing? What's the harm in that? Really?
to keep human relationships, our mental health, where do we draw the line? That is the tricky question. I think one of the reasons I'm making a video like this is because I like to share my thoughts and see if anyone out there also agrees with me, because sometimes I can feel a bit like a weirdo just rejecting all these things.
I agree with you. I agree with you, and I'm sure many people agree as well. And you get the premise, and we're gonna check out these comments, okay? I'm I'm 72, and the world now is not a world I wish to be part of. 72-year-old. I moved into a home where I'm one of the youngest. Wow. Damn. I'm surrounded by people who have no idea about technology, and it's just wonderful and such a relief. I'm so grateful to finish my life here. Okay, ironically, internet comment. Okay, next person. I'm 31 and I feel so alone in the world. Bro, are you sure? Just use Instagram. You'll instantly be connected to everybody. Just go on Facebook. Everybody's so lovely there. That was a joke. Walking around, taking a seat at a restaurant, being at the park, or anywhere. When I look around, I can't find anyone that is not on their phone. It really makes me miserable in my relationship, and I feel there is no one left who wish to love without the technology glued to their face. Okay, a bit of a weird statement, but we get the point. It's a big problem. And then I found your YouTube. So ironic. Yes, guys, Callan Flodin, great guy, very cool. And let me know your thoughts, okay? I want to know what you think. Are you sick and tired of modernity and technology? And do you just want to go live in the woods like Kalle Flodin? Because I sure do. So subscribe so that I can monetize my channel. I'm looking for 1,000 subs by the end of the year. So guys, please help me out. Thank you.